Hey y'all, my name is Morgan Howell and I am a professional wakeboarder, and today I want to talk to you about where true life is found. But first, I want to share a little bit of my story with you. So I am from Dothan, Alabama. Originally, I've actually grown up a Christian my whole life. The Lord has really blessed me with people who have helped me grow my faith throughout my life, and I'm so grateful for that. But in about 7th grade, I started having these thoughts, these doubts of just like, what if God is not even real? Like, what if all this is just a hoax? Do I even love God? What is all this? And I felt horrible for having those thoughts. I 100% thought that I was the only one dealing with those thoughts, and I was for sure never, ever gonna share that I was having those struggles with anybody. I was just bound and determined to figure it out myself and just make it through this weird time that I was in. So at this time of my life, like I said, I was in about 7th grade when this started, and I just started being homeschooled, so I was able to travel and train for wakeboarding. So my community outside of my family was not big, though I am so thankful for that time that I was able to cultivate my relationship with my family. I didn't have much community outside of that. So about this time, I decided to join a Bible study. So I went to this Bible study one night, which was the biggest blessing of my life. Went to this Bible study and felt this super heavy conviction that I needed to share about this experience I was having with doubt. I did not want to at all, but very reluctantly, I shared that I was struggling with doubt. And the Bible study leader proceeded to ask the girls in the room, has anyone else ever dealt with this before? And everyone raised their hand, including the Bible study leader. And that was just an insanely powerful moment for me to realize that Satan had really been trying to keep me trapped, thinking that I was the only one that had ever dealt with these doubts. And it was when I shared that I realized that I was the farthest thing from the only one who had been dealing with those doubts. So that next morning, I was out on my front porch just talking to the Lord, and I just remember saying to him, God, thank you so much for showing me that I'm not the only one. So now it's time for me to buckle down, get through this, and figure this out. And I just remember as clear as day, him saying, no. He said, no, let me in, and I will do the work that needs to be done. You can't fix yourself. I don't need you to fix yourself. I don't need you to get rid of the doubt. Just let me in. Let me in, and I will do the work that needs to be done. So right there on my front porch, I got resaved, and that was really a launching point for me. I think, what I've learned through that experience and what I've learned since then is that our faith is not the absence of doubt. I think doubting is important. What's important is that we let our doubts, we let our questions, draw us towards God. We don't let those things pull us away from them. We take those doubts and those questions to Him. He can handle it. He wants to handle it. One of my favorite pastors says, if you fully understand your God is too small. We know that in His Word, it says that His thoughts are higher than our thoughts. His ways are higher than our ways. So we shouldn't fully understand Him. There is mystery involved. And my Bible study leader that night that I talked to, she always says, faith that can't be tested can't be trusted. So we want to test, we want to question, we want to ask, we want to seek. Because when we seek, we will find. But it's only that we find when we seek, if that makes sense. So I want to share a verse with you today that has been really impactful in my life. And it's found in John. And it says this, it says, the thief comes only to steal, to kill, and to destroy. But I have come, this is Jesus talking, but I have come that they may have life and have life abundantly. From my story, I really feel like in that time, I could just see Satan stealing and killing. He was making me anxious, making me feel like I was in a dark place, making me feel like I was the only one, making me feel ashamed. But it was when I let Jesus in that I experienced freedom and just that knowledge of, man, I'm not the only one, and I saw the light at the end of the tunnel. It was only when I let Jesus in that I experienced that fullness that the verse talks about, that fullness that God promises us. I think it's so important to recognize that, yes, Jesus came, he died on the cross for us so that we have eternity in heaven to look forward to when we accept him into our hearts. But Jesus also died on the cross for us to give us a full life to experience with him here on earth. Does that mean that we're going to have a life that's void of struggle and void of hardship? Absolutely not. We're all going to struggle. We're all going to face hard things in life, whether we have God in our life or not. The difference is the hope that we have in the midst of those struggles. The difference is the love, the joy, the peace, the everything. It's amazing. And it's something that is supernatural that you can only experience when you submit your life to him. It is only when you submit your life to him that things start to work out. We don't work things out on our own, and he doesn't want us to. He doesn't want us perfect. He wants us exactly where we are. So maybe that's your first step today. Maybe if you've never taken a step towards Christ, maybe you felt like you needed to get rid of something in your life to take a step towards Christ, whether that's a behavior that you're in, whether that's a relationship that you're in, whether that's doubt that's circulating in your brain, whether you feel like you just don't really understand God, so why would I go to him? Go to him. Go to him. He doesn't want you perfect. He wants you exactly where you are, and he loves you exactly where you are. He loves you. He knew what you were he knew what you did. He knows what you're doing. He knows what you will do. And he loved you enough to send his son to die on the cross for your sins. He loves you so much. So open up your heart to him and experience that full life that he died to give you.